Well, hello there, welcome back to a new ASMR video. I hope you are all doing amazing. Tonight, I'm going to be reading to you one of the best books I ever read, and there's so many practical takeaways and things you can retain from it, and it is The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. I did a short video where I mumbled it, but tonight I'm going to be reading it to you. Not entirely, of course, except if you want a 4-hour video, but just to make you completely relax and just think about. There's a lot of quotes in this book, so we might start with that. So just hush, lie down if you can, or sit down, and relax. I'll let you breathe at your rhythm, and I want you to close your eyes if possible and just listen to what I have to say to you, okay? Let's go. Step 1. D is for definition. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. That is from Albert Einstein. Chapter 1. Cautions and comparisons. How to burn $1 million a night. These individuals have riches, just as we say that we have a fever, when really the fever has us. That is from Seneca, 4 before Christ, 65 AD. I also have in mind that seemingly wealthy, but most terribly impoverished class of all, who have accumulated dross, but know not how to use it, or get rid of it, and thus have forged their own golden or silver fetters. Henry David Thoreau, 1817-1862. 1 a.m., 30,000 feet over Las Vegas. Hi, friends. His friends, drunk to the point of speaking in tongues, were asleep. It was just the two of us now in first class. He extended his hand to introduce himself, and an enormous, Looney Tunes enormous diamond ring appeared from the ether as his fingers crossed under my reading light. Mark was a legitimate magnet. He had, at different times, run practically all the gas stations, convenience stores, and gambling in South Carolina. He confessed with a half smile that, in an average trip to Sin City, he and his fellow weekend warriors might lose an average of $500,000 to $1 million each. Nice. He sat up in his seat as the conversation drifted to my travels, but I was more interested in his astounding record of printing money. So, of all your businesses, which did you like most? The answer took him less than a second of thought. None of them. He explained that he had spent more than 30 years with people he didn't like to buy things he didn't need. Life had become a succession of trophy wives. He was on a lucky number 3, expensive cars, and other empty bragging rights. Mark was one of the living dead. This is exactly where we do not want to end up. Apples and oranges, a comparison. So, what makes the difference? What separates the new rich, characterized by options, from the deferrers? D. Those who save it all for the end, only to find that life has passed them by. It begins at the beginning. The new rich can be separated from the crowd based on their goals, which reflect very distinct priorities and life philosophies. Note how subtle differences in word completely change the necessary actions for fulfilling what, at a glance, appear to be similar goals. These are not limited to business owners. Even the first, as I will show later, applies to employees. Differs to work for yourself. The new rich to have others work for you. Differs to work when you want to. And new rich to prevent work for work's sake and do the minimum necessary for maximum effect, which is called the minimum effective load. Defer to retire early or young. And new rich to distribute recovery periods and adventures, mini retirements, throughout life on a regular basis, and recognize that inactivity is not the goal. Doing that which excites you is. Defer to buy all the things you want to have, and you rich to do all the things you want to do and be all the things you want to be. If this includes some tools and gadgets, so be it, but they are either means to an end or bonuses, not the focus. Differs to be the boss instead of the employee, to be in charge. And you rich to be neither the boss nor the employee, but the owner, to own the trains and have someone else ensure they run on time. Defer to make a ton of money. New rich to make a ton of money with specific reasons and defined dreams to chase, timelines and steps included. What are you working for? That's a good one. Defer to have more. That's it. Whereas the new rich, it's to have more quality and less clutter. To have huge financial reserves, but recognize that most material wants are justifications for spending time on the things that don't really matter, including buying things and preparing to buy things. You spent 2 weeks negotiating your first Infinity with a dealership and got $10,000 off. That's great. Does your life have a purpose? Are you contributing anything useful to this world? Or just shuffling papers, banging on a keyboard, and coming home to a drunken existence on the weekends? Defer to reach the big payoff, whether IPO, acquisition, retirement, or other pot of gold. And you reach to think big, but ensure payday comes every day. Cash flow first, big payday second. Defer to have freedom from doing that which you dislike. Whereas new rich to have freedom from doing that which you dislike, but also the freedom and resolve to pursue your dreams without reverting to work for work's sale. After years of repetitive work, you will often need to dig hard to find your passions, redefine your dreams, and revive hobbies that you led a trophy to your extinction. The goal is not to simply eliminate the bad, which does nothing more than leave you with a vacuum, but to pursue and experience the best in the world. Getting off the wrong train. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself. And you are the easiest person to fool. Richard P. Feynman, Nobel Prize winning physicist. And that's it for today or tonight. I really hope you liked this video. I adore this book because it's such a new way of thinking. In the meantime, I want you to relax and have the best life out there. I know you will. I'll see you all very, very soon. And I'm just going to say